going to go ahead and give a brief introduction to our mayor, Mr. Dwayne Dewey Jurek. Dewey was elected mayor and took office in January of this year. He is a lifelong resident of New Prague and currently resides with his wife Amy and son Joseph. Fun fact about Dewey, he and his family will be traveling to Virginia this weekend to attend the wedding of their oldest son Isaac, who is marrying Brittany Engel on November 13th. Wishing them an early congratulations. So let's welcome Mr. Dwayne Jurek.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for having me today. When I took this job, I didn't realize, or when I ran for this job, I didn't realize that it came with this. Maybe if I would have known, I would have decided something. No, this is great. I think this is a great thing to have. So, my name's Dwayne Jurek. I'm the mayor of New Prague. I just want to thank the chamber for the opportunity to present this second annual State of the City address today. I want to thank City Administrator Josh Tetzloff and Planning and Community Development Director Ken Ondich for accumulating the information that I will be presenting. The information will not be year-end figures, but instead year-to-date figures as the year isn't done yet. So our 2020 census, the city has received its official 2020 census population letter. The total, which is now 8,162 citizens. This is up from 7,321 citizens in 2010, which is an increase of 841 residents over a 10-year period. Housing units increased by 329 over the same period from 2,862 houses to 3,191 houses. There will be more detailed information coming forward from the 2020 census as it gets released over the next coming months. New Prague's growth, lot availability and business activity. Single-family home permits issued in 2020 was 38 compared to 21 in 2019. Year-to-date, there have been 24 family home permits issued so far. This leaves the city with 57 vacant residential lots in the city limits. We have 20 lots in Scott County and 36 lots in Le Sueur County. It should be noted that these lots are not premium lots. They're not all premium lots. Based on past activity, we feel that we have about 2 years worth of lots left without new lots being platted. A few years ago, the city did a sanitary sewer system survey, which showed us that we have some areas that could be developed without a major sewer trunk line having to be put in. I know we share this information with our local developers, so they have and are aware of the lot availability situation, and there are certainly available areas to develop within the city if a developer wishes to create more residential lots. On the commercial industrial side, the most current stats we have are from 2019 and 2020. We are down by 3 permits, 28 in 2020 versus 31 in 2019. Even though the actual permits were down, the value of the commercial industrial permits in 2020 were $14,066,257, which is an increase of $6,393,714 compared to the 2019 activity. The 2020 activity created the highest commercial industrial value since 2012 in New Prague. The 2020 main projects that made up the activity was Quick Trip East, as we refer to it in the city. Renovation of the former Speedway to a Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh Express gas station, and the remodel and expansion from the former Shopko building to Hy-Vee, just to name a few. Currently, we have 10 vacant commercial lots and 8 vacant industrial lots within the city. Every year, Ken Ondich, the City Planning and Community Development Director, in conjunction with Brooke Stika, the Chamber Director, go around and do a commercial building audit of commercial and industrial properties in New Prague, along with some properties adjoining the city. This audit showed that we had 13 new business openings in 2020. The most notable ones are Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh Express, Southwest Eye Care, Quick Trip East, Main Street Massage, Nick Slavic Painting and Restoration, and then the New Prague Commons Strip Mall, which added 4,800 square feet addition, or 4,800 square foot addition for more retail space. I found it interesting that with the new businesses and the businesses that closed or changed in 2020, the vacant spaces in our commercial buildings decreased to 33, which is 3 less than the previous year, even considering the difficulties with COVID-19. Other notable businesses changes were the former Miller Milling site was purchased by New Prague Mill LLC. There are no definite plans for this site at this time. MVE Biological Solutions purchased the former Chart Biological Facility and completed some internal renovations there. And CVF Racing continued to expand within their building in the industrial park. So what are other accomplishments that are of note? Well, with COVID, we saw many difficult challenges. We all had to adjust our lives and do things differently than what we were used to. But I am a firm believer that good things do come out of bad situations. We all learn. The first accomplishment I want to bring to your attention are the changes that we made in the city council chambers. We used some of the money that came from the CARES Act to the city to update the technology in the council chambers. We now can have a vendor, like the city attorney, for example, link into the meeting via computer and interact with the city council without having to be present. This saves the city money by not having to pay travel time for the attorney. We also can have citizens interact through the same system and maybe attend a public hearing because they may not be able to attend due to a disability, for example, and the meetings are live streamed via YouTube. This is an example of efficiency that was created during the lockdowns of COVID. Another big accomplishment this year is that we hired the 3rd full-time city administrator in New Prague in 45 years. Yes, New Prague has only had 3 city administrators over that time. That tells you a lot about our community. With the recent retirement of Mike Johnson, Joshua Tetzloff was hired as his replacement. I want to say thank you to Mike because he did a fantastic job of his 13 years here in New Prague, and I wish him very good luck during his retirement. On that same note, I want to welcome Joshua Tetzloff to New Prague. Josh and his wife Kim have 3 small children and plan on making New Prague their home for a very, very long time. The last big accomplishment in New Prague is the Highway 1319 or Main Street project. I know we cut the ribbon last week and the highway wasn't open and oh my. But anyway, it's almost done. We were told Monday night at the council meeting, hopefully by the end of next week. So I know you're all excited, including myself, to finally see this completion of a long 2-year project. Things will finally get back to normal, and the business owners will be happy to have the regular traffic coming through town. Our community has been great to support our businesses during this time. In closing, I just want to extend my thank you to all city staff. I think people in my position don't do it enough, and I publicly want to state it. It is not said enough, and they make the city run smoothly, so we all can call it home. From our first responders, police, fire, and ambulance, to our public works, parks, utilities, building and sewer departments, and all the administrative staff, I want to say thank you. And this concludes my 2021 State of the City address. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Boothie, the Director of Educational Services for the New Prague Area Schools, and I will be introducing Superintendent Dittberger. Prior to that, I would just like to say, Mayor Jurek, thank you very much for everything that you have done for the city. Josh, welcome. We have a really good collaboration between the city and the school, which Tim, of course, is going to talk about a little bit. Prior to that, I do want to thank Brooke and Amber from the Chamber of Commerce for all that they do to help bring us together. Not that we need someone to bring us together, but it's very helpful. I also want to thank the Chamber for just their work with all the businesses. We have many business folks here today. Thank you for being here. We as a school system could not educate our kids to that highest level without the businesses. We utilize so many businesses within the community, the people that are working in them, mentors, just role models, and we're always out and about with our students as much as we possibly can be, especially with COVID now. That kind of just took a little bit of a backseat, but we're able to continue to keep moving. So Chamber members, thank you so very much for all you do to help support our New Prague area schools. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce our superintendent of 9 years. I don't have a nickname for him. Okay.
A lot of people do it.
Funny stories, none that I can tell. But without any further ado, please help me in his 9th year, Superintendent Tim Dittberger.
Thanks, Tony. Yeah, my 9th year. Before that, I was 10 years as middle school principal. So we're on our 19th year. We moved here from South St. Paul. And South St. Paul was great because we were there 15 years. I was a teacher, coach, and activities director. But moving here was the best thing ever to happen for our family, for career, for anything. So Mayor Jurek, Josh, and the city staff, I tell you what, New Prague is a special place to live. I know Josh just moved down the block from me here. But I remember, every time I got relatives or especially friends from the cities come down and visit New Prague, I mean, they just love even the old Main Street, but they're going to really love the new Main Street, right? It's a lot smoother. But they always have positive things to say. I remember Dave Metzen, my superintendent I worked at South St. Paul. He was a regent at the University of Minnesota and everything, and he was like a mentor to me, but I'll never forget, he came down, we had a birthday celebration. He goes, "You have the cleanest town I've ever seen." And so I always tease Mike Johnson, I said, "Keep it clean here." That was pretty neat. But yeah, thanks Tony for mentioning all those things. And like it says up here, I mean, we got the school district, we got the city, we got the Chamber of Commerce. It's so important to collaborate and work together. Again, like Tony said about I see mentors here that are working with our high school students and the different programs that we have, and just the support that's given through activities and stuff like that is just wonderful here, and it makes it a special place. And like I said, coming here 18 years ago, my kids were 7th grade, 5th grade, 3rd grade going into that. My 7th grader thought we were the dumbest parents in the world at the time, but he's a very proud graduate, and actually my daughter now, the 3rd grader, is getting married and lives up in Golden Valley, and it was sort of a surprise. She was, I didn't get involved in all that stuff, but she did say, she goes, "I'm getting married in New Prague, and my reception's going to be in New Prague." I said, "Wow, that's good." Yeah, Rose Hotel. You know where that is? All right, let's get moving here. So I'm going to just give the state of the school address, a lot of the things, some of the impact, I put some of the things in there that people do have questions, or I often ask questions to me, and I thought it would be a good thing to go over. And obviously we have our mission and vision that sort of guides us. Mission is our purpose. We want to support everyone at high levels of learning, whether it's academically, socially, emotionally, the whole works, and to be a premier school district. And I'll show you some of the awards that we've received over the past few years and some of the examples of that. But we want to be the very best school district in the state of Minnesota. So with that, just a little thing here, a little philosophy thing that we have here. We believe talent plus culture will make us successful as a school district. The talent There's two ways to improve. It's about the people. You can talk about programs all you want, I could give you 5 different reading programs. They're all good ones, but what's going to make the difference is the person teaching. It always comes down to the people, and I don't care what employee group that we have in our district, where we're successful is because of that, because of the hiring we do and getting better with them. So the professional development, and then the culture. We have the new Prague way. I can talk about that for 40 minutes, but I won't. But we do what's right, regardless of any outside pressure. We do the right thing. We're committed to excellence, and we show people we care. And those are 3 things that guide us. And for me, I'll be honest with you, those values there make any decision that I want to make. It's an easy decision if I follow those things right there, and especially doing what's right. Our 5 priorities. 1, academic achievement. 2, we want a safe learning environment. We want comprehensive programming. I'll show you some examples of that. In other words, we meet the needs of all kids, not just the college prep kids, but we get kids going to the military, we got kids going into technical school, the whole gamut. We want to prepare kids for everything. We want comprehensive programming from elementary to middle school and high school. And through the years, a lot of high schools and middle schools have been cutting away at some of, whether it's a fine arts or it could be even physical education or some of the vocational programs. We're actually growing in those areas. And we're not going to shy away from strong curricular activities. You know, we say the 3 A's, you know, athletics, all right, the arts are very important, and the academics. All 3 are very important. And we want to excel and do our very best in those areas. I know one of the things I'll just tell you when you talk about people, we just hired a new band director this year, John Poland, and you just wait. We will, in 5 years, it'll be unbelievable the band program we have. And that's a great example of hiring the right people and the importance of co-curricular activities, not just the highest visible sports, but everything that we do, clubs, fine arts, whatever. And then finally, it's very important that we're very proud of our facilities, technology we have. Passing that bond referendum in 2015 was key. We passed by almost 70%. And we're very proud of the facilities and very thankful for the people within our district to support that. So those are our 5 priorities of the district. And I'm going to talk about, we're not going to shy away from COVID here. It has an impact. The mayor was talking about it. And, you know, it is what it is. I'm not here to make excuses, play the blame game, complain, or anything like that. But it had a huge impact on our school system, just like it had an impact on all your businesses and also your personal life. But there's like 5 things I'm going to go over today where it's impacted us, but I will say this, and I'll probably say it at the very end. Yes, did it impact us? Did it cause some challenges and, you know, things like that? But I think we will, and the mayor, you said it right, we're going to be better off in the long run. We will be better off, but it's caused some difficult things, and those are the areas I'm going to talk about today. The academic achievement, how it affected that, the mental health, enrollment, finances, staffing, and a few other things. So we'll start with that, the academic achievement. You know, math, reading, and science, we get tested, grades 3 through 8, and then the high school on those areas. And, you know, we always, one constant thing will be where we're compared to the state average. So the state average is in black, we're in red, and throughout the state, you know, you talk about impact. It impacted the academic learning of our kids, no matter what. No matter if you think they did really good in distance learning, that crazy hybrid thing that we were forced to do, it had an impact. But we still, all in all, I think you know, we did the best we can, and our teachers have been great about that. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here. There's a comparison in math with comparable school districts. Our neighboring school districts, you can see at 57%, we were at the top, tied with Lakeville on math MCA as a state test. Reading, we were up there. Northfield, I think they cheated, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to report. No, I'm just kidding. Incompetence in Northfield. All right, and then we have science right here too. We're near the top of neighboring school districts in science. So we keep track of these things, how we're doing, and we're very confident things will improve. We're doing some after-school programming at the elementary, middle school, and high school level, doing everything we can do to catch up and make things better for our kids. Enrollment trends, you know, you can see it was really about 1.5% increase per year on our district. And you can see it starts in 13, 14. Actually, that was my first year as superintendent. And it goes up. So you can see the impact of a superintendent. Just kidding. Okay. And then, of course, the pandemic. I mean, we took a big hit. We had over 200 students drop. And obviously, most of our funding is based on our student population. So we took a hit there. I'll talk about that in finances. But went to 4,085, and now we did increase probably about 50 students in 21, 22, and those are what we have for projections in our budget for the next 3 or 4 years there. And we think we'll continue to increase about 1.5% per year. Just some other things. Elementary grade size, I just put the elementary here. You can see our 4th grade is huge, 324. But this is the grade that was in kindergarten last year. We took a hit. And obviously, homeschool was a huge thing. Private school and then online learning. So that all had a factor with most public schools in the state of Minnesota. Our class size, and I just dug through, we've got the elementary here, but our class sizes are they're low. I mean, if we did, there's a study that's done, it'll be out in the spring, of about 40 school districts, suburban, exurban where we're at, and we'll probably be in the top 5 or 7 for lowest class sizes. So 19 at kindergarten, and the highest being at 25 in 3rd and 5th grade. Our graduation rate, we just went back to 2020, is 96%. State average is 84, so we're 12 percentage points above that. You can see where our kids are going. 52% to college, and you see 2-year college or vocational school, workforce, and military. Some other district facts, just what our enrollment for elementary is. About 600 in each of the schools. It's pretty balanced. I remember having the fun time of doing new district boundaries about 5-6 years ago. But believe it or not, I never did get a call or email the whole thing. Never. I don't know how. Maybe when we did it undercover. I don't know what happened. But yeah, so now the schools are really balanced. Middle school took a drop there at 969, and high school's at 1382. So total enrollment, you can see 4,116. Some other things, our fund balance history. Back when there was another superintendent, it was really low. Yeah, it was, being a principal, I don't know what was going on, but we were, 07, 08, we hit $140,000 in our fund balance, which is almost statutory operating debt, obviously. It wasn't good. I mean, obviously we passed a referendum and we had student enrollment going up and was able to survive it, and then became superintendent. They got a little farther. And then we've been going down, and part of it, why is it going down? It's just salaries and benefits, that's been going up. But we've been maintaining, but it's been going down. But you can see, again, with the pandemic, we took a big drop. And it's because of our enrollment. And the federal money we get, I know you talked about the city, we didn't get very much, and it was very restricted use of what you could do, but I'll give you an example. We received from the federal government on all 3 types of aids, it came to 1.2 million. I think that's a lot, but a lot of it went to PPE and stuff like that. But like Northfield got 4.5 million, and Faribault School District got over 7 million. But it was based on free and reduced lunch. Well, guess what? New Prague School District, our free and reduced lunch is very low, but we still have to educate, like Northfield, the same number of kids. So it becomes a challenge, and it's hard to get through times like this. All right, some other things, current number of employees, I get that question all the time. We have a little over 300 teachers. We have about 105 paraprofessionals. Now these are full-time, keep in mind. We have almost 60 drivers, but 34 full-time. Custodians at 25, food service 35, and clerical 32. These are full-time, so over 500 employees, but if we went part-time and coaching and everything, close to over 800 employees. But I will tell you this, the one thing everyone needs to know is during this, again, challenging time, I have had 100% support from all of our employees, support staff. Teachers have been wonderful. Making the decision, July 28th, we went mask recommendation. It was a mask recommendation, not a mask mandate. We had local control right now. I'm not going to get into all that decision making. What went into that, but some of the people that came to the school board meeting was way after and they kept talking about it. It's like, we already did this, it's a recommendation, but it was an interesting thing. But through it all, every decision, I can go back to last year, they've been great. Everyone's been great. And I'm just very appreciative of our staff and their work. Obviously, you've heard about shortages. We've got, and we've got covering our bus routes. We've got our mechanics are covering them. We've got a physical education teacher driving bus at times. We've got a HR specialist driving bus. We're getting a couple more bus drivers now. We've got our buildings and ground. 3 people are getting their bus license. So people are picking up, or I could say the food service. We've got clerical, we've got business office people, we've got teachers, administrators all serving lunch right now. And everyone's just pitching in. And again, like I said, that's why we're going to be better off for it. But everyone's going through it. Your businesses, you guys are all going through it. So we're not alone. But what's neat to see is everyone pitching in and doing the best they can. And you know, that's what it's all about. What's new? One thing with on the activity side, I just mentioned Minnesota State High School League. This whole thing, we're not as growing as fast, and it was actually before the drop, but we got lowered into lower classification. So like if I take hockey, for example, it's a 2-class system hockey. We're now the small class in boys hockey. Don't ask me how the girls stayed in the high class, but they're one of the few. And anytime there's a 3-class system like track and field or cross country, soccer, we're in the middle class, we're not in the high class. And when there's a 4-class system now, like baseball, softball, basketball, we're in the 3A now, 3rd class. So that's made a big difference for us. You can imagine, for example, boys hockey. We were in the section with Eden Prairie, Minnetonka. You know, they're graduating when our high school, the entire high school is almost. You know, they're graduating class. So we'll be much more competitive. For example, volleyball is playing for the section. They have a 3-class. They're playing for the section championship tomorrow night at Waconia against Holy Angels. So we're excited about that, and we've had a lot of success, which I'll talk about. We're also in a new conference called the Metro West, where we've got Benilde St. Margaret's, Bloomington, Jefferson, Kennedy, Chanhassen, Chaska, New Prague, of course, Orono, Robbinsdale, Cooper, St. Louis Park, and Waconia. So we're excited about that. You know, where we're located, it's like, you know, people from the cities, you know, they think we're next to Mankato, right? And then people in Mankato think we're in the cities, and we're just like in no man's land. It's always been this way for section classification or trying to find a conference. So we're always far away from everybody, it seems like. I know I got friends in Chanhassen, my son lives in Chaska, but the people in Chanhassen, they think, yeah, they do think they're going to Mankato when they come here. It's sort of weird. Some other things, our vision of excellence, when I talk about what our vision is, we talk about, you know, being successful in activities. We've had, in the last 12 years, 7 state tournament team titles, 12 individual state titles, and 31 team appearances. Again, another vision of excellence is our concurrent enrollment with our college and the schools and advanced placement offerings. They've increased, along with vocational offerings, coding, the MARS program, and our career exploration program. So that's been great. You can see the different academic areas. And then we do a parent survey every year. We've done it now. This will be our 9th year because we started my first year. And there's a lot of questions on it. And overall, satisfied with their child's school, 95%, which actually, in the survey, everything dropped a point or 2 because everyone was really crabby last morning. I don't think it was the school's fault. Okay. And then some awards. U.S. News and World Report got ranked one of the top 7% high schools in Minnesota. Just recently, the middle school was ranked in the top 6%. Actually, we got ranked number 26 out of 441 middle schools in Minnesota based on academics and that type of thing. ranked top 5% school districts in Minnesota by Home Safety and Security. And then Star Tribune, we take a lot of pride in, our focus is on students, obviously, student learning, that's our mission, but we also want it to be a great place to work. It's not a zero-sum game. It's not either or, it's and. We can be great in academics, athletics, like I said, and all the activities and arts, but we also can be a great place to work in, and we take a lot of pride in that, and we like to be ranked as one of the top workplaces by the Star Tribune. So, that's everything I got for you for my State of Address today. Again, I want to thank you for coming. Again, appreciate all the support for the schools, and love working together, whether with the chamber or the city. I know we're talking about facility studies, stuff like that. So I think that's important, just for everybody within our communities here, that we continue to strive to be the best. So again, thank you for everything.
Thanks all again for being here. Thank you to Tim Dittberner and Mayor Dwayne Jurek and Tony Boothie for helping me out and for